Back from the dead.
What's up guys, this is AppleTech752, and in this video I'm going to show you how to completely remove the disabled screen from your iPhone 5 or your iPhone 5C and get unlimited attempts. So you will be back at the passcode screen, that's right, no more disabled, back at the passcode, and you'll be able to crank away at every single possible combination until you guess the correct one. And that's going to boot you straight into the home screen with all the user data and everything still on the device. It's an incredible exploit, and I can't wait to show you guys exactly what you need to do. First of all, this method only supports iOS 7 and iOS 8. So the easiest way to check your device's version is just to open up CheckRain, and boom, right here the iOS is listed. As you can see, in our case it's 8.3, but if you have iOS 9 or iOS 10, then unfortunately this method is not going to work for you. It's only iOS 7 and iOS 8 devices. If you're new to my channel, then you're going to want to head over to appletech752.com and click on the downloads page. From here, find Sliver Mac and download the latest version 5.5. You're going to get a DMG file, so go ahead and double click it to open, and inside of there you'll find a README file. It's very important that you open up that README with text edit and follow all the instructions in that document. There's a very specific step about commoding the resources folder, and if you forget to do that, then Sliver's not going to work properly. So just follow along with the README, do all those steps, and you'll be good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and open up Sliver and click on Bypass A6i devices and iPhone 5C. As you can see, I have an iPhone 5C connected to the computer right now, so we're going to begin by going into DFU mode. To do that, just hold the power and the home button at the exact same time and wait until the screen turns black. When it does, wait about 2 seconds, then let go of the power and keep holding the home button. And as soon as your device is in DFU mode, you should get an iTunes pop-up that says you're in recovery mode. That's perfect. Now we can go ahead and quit iTunes and click on Enter Pond DFU in Sliver. And luckily for us, the exploit did work the first try. However, it's very possible that it will not work the first try in your case. If it does not say device is now in Pond DFU mode with a count in seconds, that means the exploit failed. So in that case, you're going to want to hold the home and the power button to restart the device until you see the Apple logo. And when you see the Apple logo, follow the same steps we just did to go back into DFU mode and try the exploit again. Once you get devices now in Pond DFU mode, that means it succeeded and you're ready for the next step. So we can click OK. And if you've used Sliver before, then you probably know exactly whether the standard or the alternate works better. In my case, the standard is the best one, so we're just going to click on Load. If you're a new user, I'd also recommend the standard, and click OK. And we're going to get another iTunes pop-up, click Cancel, and quit iTunes. Perfect, and in just a moment here, we're going to get a solid verbose boot right on the screen, followed by a nice face logo. That's perfect. Now we can click OK, relay device info. Click on Got It, and at this point, we're all done with Sliver, so we can go ahead and minimize Sliver, and we're going to open up a terminal window. And we're going to type in one command, which I'll have up on the screen right now. It's SSH root at localhost -p2222. Now click enter, and the password is Alpine. Perfect. And now we're going to type in another command, which is also on the screen. It is mount.sh. Now click enter. And as you can see, it successfully mounted both MNT1 and MNT2. These rekey environment check errors mean absolutely nothing. As long as you don't get permission denied, that means MNT2 mounted successfully, which is the most important step of this entire method. If you get permission denied, that means your device is probably running iOS 9 or iOS 10, which are not supported. So once again, this method is only for iOS 7 and iOS 8. Great, now we're gonna go ahead and minimize this terminal window. And the next thing we need is a program called CyberDuck. To download this, go back into your web browser, and we can just go to cyberduck.io. From here, click the little download button, and it's gonna give you the program. Go ahead and install that on your computer. And once you have CyberDuck, just go over to the search bar and start typing it in, and it's gonna open up just like this. All right, here we are inside of CyberDuck. And because I've been experimenting with this a little bit already, that's how I actually found this method. It already shows a connection for me, but I'm gonna disconnect and show you how to open the connection. You just have to click this little button right here that says open connection and select SFTP SSH file transfer protocol. The server is localhost. The username is root. And the password is Alpine. Same as before, but I'll have it up on the screen right now. The port is 2222, just like that. And now we're gonna click on connect. And assuming you typed all that in correctly, then you should get a page that looks something like this. We can go ahead and select the slash, and here we'll have all the folders of the root file system. We're gonna wanna click on MNT2, so just go ahead and expand that. Inside of MNT2, we're looking for mobile. And then inside of mobile, find library. And inside of library, we need to scroll down until we find preferences. And inside of preferences, there's one file we're looking for, and it makes it a lot easier to find it if you double click the folder and get into this view, and then go up to the search bar and just type in the file name, which is Springboard. And as you can see, there are quite a few files in here. The very first step we need to do is delete all of these random files. You know that they're random because they have these weird chains of letters after them, and trust me, this will do nothing to your device and it's totally necessary. So just delete any of these files if they're here by just clicking with 2 fingers and saying delete, and delete, and boom, now they're gone. And this usage plist, we're gonna go ahead and quickly look at this. It looks like there's nothing in it. If there's nothing in it, then that's fine. Next, we're gonna go ahead and deal with the Springboard plist. We're gonna drag this one out onto our desktop, just like this. Now we can close the transfers page, and we're done with this file. So let's clear our search and go up one directory to mobile. Now we're gonna go back into library, and the thing we're looking for this time is Springboard. Right here, we're in the Springboard folder. So we can go ahead and expand this and find the lockout state journal.plist. Similar to the Springboard plist, we're going to drag this out onto our desktop, and the transfer just completed. Perfect. So now we have these 2 files, and these are the ones we're going to work with. So in order to open them, we need one more program called plist edit pro. So to download that, we're going to go back to our web browser and go to fatcatsoftware.com/plist edit pro. And from here, you can just click the free download button and then install the program on your computer. It's super simple. And then once you have plist edit pro installed, go ahead and 2-finger click on these files and click open with plist edit pro. And if there happens to be 2 versions, choose the earlier version, but there probably will only be 1 version. And boom, just like this, we have the plist open. So there is a lot of stuff we're gonna have to do in here. So the first thing we're gonna look for is SB device lock block, and anything with kind of lock block, that sort of lets you know that it's bad. So as you can see, it says SV device lock block state generation. So we're just gonna delete this, delete. And now SB device lock block time interval. Yeah, we don't want the time interval. That's kind of what causes disabled. So boom, delete. And device lock blocked, no, that's good because we don't want it to be blocked. And for failed attempts, instead of 7, we're gonna change this to -9999. And now click enter. And this is the best part of the trick that actually gives us unlimited attempts, because for a 4-digit code, there's only gonna be 10,000 possible combinations. So you're giving yourself all the possible attempts that you could ever need, as long as you go about it methodically, you know, start at 1 and end at 10,000. So basically at this point, we're done with this plist. We've edited and deleted everything we need to. So we're gonna click on File, Save, and now we can close it. And next, we're gonna open up the Lockout State Journal plist. We're gonna say open with plist edit pro. And as you can see, we have these same lock block values in here. This is what causes the disabled screen. So we're just gonna delete them again. Delete and delete. And this is gonna just get rid of the fact that it's disabled. And we also need to change this to -9999. Now click enter, and we're gonna go to File, Save. And I'm just gonna go ahead and open up these files one more time just to show you that they're fully modified. We have the SB device locked no, 9,999, negative, and there are no other things in here that say lock or blocked. So that's perfect for this one. Now I'm gonna open up this one more time. And as you can see, we just have two values, the no and the negative 9,999. Perfect. So now we're gonna need to put these files back in their same location. We're gonna go ahead and double click on Springboard. And now we're gonna go ahead and drag and drop the lockout state journal right into here. And it's gonna say overwrite, so let's click on continue. And perfect, now it's been overwritten. And if you wanna just double check, you can say like quick look here. And as you can see, we have everything that we need it to be. So we're gonna go ahead back to mobile, just mobile right here. And now we're gonna go to library and then preferences, which is right down here. So just double click it to open. And now we're gonna go ahead and search for Springboard again, just to show you guys that there's two plists here. And now we're gonna drag and drop the Springboard plist and click on continue. All right, I know that was a little bit more involved than some of my other tutorials, but hopefully you were able to follow along. As long as you edited both the lockout state journal and the com.apple.springboard.plist and put them back in their exact same locations, then you should be good to go. We're done with this process, so we can go ahead and disconnect, and we're gonna close CyberDuck, quit it, click later, and now we can go back into the terminal just for convenience and type in reboot so we don't have to hold the home and power. Just click enter and the device reboots for you. And this time we're gonna boot straight up to the passcode screen with no disabled lock whatsoever. We're gonna be able to enter as many passcodes as you want. And this is just absolutely awesome. It took me hours of searching around to find both these plists and discover this, but I'm so glad it worked out, because just wait for this Apple logo to disappear and we're gonna see the incredible result. Boom, there you guys have it. No more disabled screen. We successfully got rid of the disabled, and we are now able to enter an unlimited amount of passcodes. So I'm just gonna start with 0000, 0001, 0002, 0003, 0004, 0005, 0006. And as you can see, this time it started to lag. That's because we passed the normal attempts limit, which is 6, but as you can see, it actually validated that attempt. So now we're gonna start with 0007, so now 0009, and you guys get the idea. If you have a 4-digit code, you can just keep repeating this process. And yes, it will take a little while, especially if the code is in the upper half of the thousands, like maybe 8,000 something. You might be sitting here for like 3, 4, 5 hours, but honestly, it's totally worth it if you have like photos or data or something on the device, because you're gonna boot straight up to the home screen after this process is finished. And I was finally able to get into the device. This took about 5 hours, but I went through step by step, code by code. I started at 0000 and it took me 4,000 codes. As you can see, the correct code is 4886, and boom, we're right inside the device, and all of the data, apps, music, everything is still on the device. So yeah, this took me about 5 hours to guess that code, because you're going up by 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, but as long as you just trust yourself and trust the process, then you'll get there. Because as you can see, 4886, that's the correct code, and we are now inside the phone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have fun brute forcing your passcode locked devices. Remember, this is proof right here that this method does work flawlessly. So just trust yourself and trust the process, and you will get back into your phone. This phone was disabled, now we're on the home screen. So with that being said, guys, have a great day. Stay tuned for more epic iCloud bypass content, and peace out.